Hello everyone, Hater here, and welcome back to my newcomer's guide to Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This is part 14. So this part is kind of unique in the fact that a bunch of the stuff that we are going to be doing in this episode can actually be done at almost any time after the Corrupted Monk, but after the Corrupted Monk is generally when I like to do these items, because the area that we're going to be going to after this, which basically is we have to go back to where we fought Genichiro. We're going to be given a choice there that will determine whether we immediately end the game with a back-to-back two-boss fight, or if we're going to push towards the Fountainhead Palace, the last area of the game. So if you've used up most of your Divine Confetti, come back to this episode after you beat the true Corrupted Monk in Fountainhead Palace, since you'll be able to buy the Divine Confetti from the vendors at that point. Otherwise, we're going to go ghost hunting in this episode. And this will ensure that we have some powerful abilities and more prayer beads in the lead up to some of the hardest fights of the game. Now, I made a minor goof in recording this episode as I'm standing here in front of the sculptor. I'm not standing over at the area that we fought the Corrupted Monk, so I made a goof. However, all I did was I teleported here and I talked to the sculptor. So I noticed right after that, hey, I'm not recording. So with that, though, we are going to go ahead and talk to the sculptor because we're going to go ahead and use this opportunity to progress his story. So this is not going to be something required for the game. However, it will change some dialogue. It'll also change Wolf's understanding of certain events that happen later in the game. So go ahead and give him each of the sakis.
I brought no, but you get who is but I brought
and then we're going to go ahead and present our new prosthetic tool to him, which is the finger whistle. So this is from the slender finger that we found whenever we beat the Guardian Ape originally, the first time. And here we now have a complete tree because we now have all of the prosthetic tools. However, I kind of mentioned before what our general direction is going to be for this. And we're going to progress to getting the double Divine Abduction. Now, I never did use Divine Abduction and show you kind of what that does, but basically when you use it on an enemy, it causes them to turn around, allowing you to get a death blow on them. The double version basically just allows you to do it twice. So we're going to be getting that item. We're going to be getting the Mountain Echo. This is basically an extension of the feature set that the Finger Whistle has. And the Finger Whistle basically can be used to get an enemy's attention. Basically lock onto them, use it, and only the target actually hears the whistle. This version ends up allowing you to delay the sound, though, so if you want to do it and then you want to move to a different location while you're waiting for it to go off, you can do that. So, and then we're going to finally get the Phoenix's Lilac Umbrella, which is going to be really useful against any enemies that use terror. So that's going to be things like the Shichimen warriors. So we're actually going to be getting this before we fight the Shichimen warrior in this episode. And it'll also be really good against the Headless too. We are going to get the Malcontent ring, however, or Malcontent I should say, but we need the Malcontent ring, which we actually get from the Shichimen warrior, and we also need some additional grave lump wax, or lump of grave wax. So we got one already from the Mist Noble in not the last episode, but the episode previous to that. So I should already have one from that. And then we're going to get another by finishing the Dujin quest where we sent Jinzaemon to be experimented on. So we're going to wrap that quest in order to get some more lump of grave wax. Then we're going to get Malcontent as well. So that's going to be what's required. So now that we've given him all of the sakes, come over here and we're going to rest. And you're going to notice that Emma has arrived. Before you go in there, we're going to go in the back and we're going to eavesdrop on their conversation. Now, before you go back to rest again, go ahead and talk to her.
Master,
And that's because we have a gourd seed that we can give her, and we actually can't meet her until we actually go and deal with the boss that's where Genichiro was. So if you got any gourd seeds that you haven't given her, go ahead and give them to her. You should have 9 at this point. And then go ahead and talk to him. He'll talk about the fact that he's carving the idols, and he's abandoned the path of the shinobi. So now we're going to go and rest again.
Listen, what? You don't to make.
So he's going to ask you to kill him. So can't do it right now, but there will be some stuff that will happen a little bit later. Alright, so the next thing I want to call out is the fact that if we try to go back to the Ashina Depths now, we have triggered the Guardian Ape to, or the Guardian Ape's burrow to be infested by the Shichimen warrior. If for whatever reason yours has not been infested, I have found that one way to trigger it to happen is to talk to this guy, and then you'll want to purchase either the Sabimaru memo or the 3-story pagoda memo, and that'll actually cause him to change his stock or update his stock, and he'll gain the Valley Apparitions memo. So once he has that item, that is basically the memo that tells you about the Shichimen warrior, so that'll actually trigger it to happen as well. I've actually had that happen a handful of times where it didn't properly trigger, so talk to him and buy that if you need to. Otherwise, though, we are going to need some more items in order to get all of the upgrades. So I'll go ahead and buy the ones that we can buy now. So in our inventory, we've got the coin purses that I've been hoarding. This is basically the reason I have been hoarding these coin purses up to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2,000 out of that. And we're going to go ahead and get the first few upgrades. So we do not have enough items for the Phoenix's Lilac Umbrella. We lack 6 scrap iron. If you've been collecting scrap iron like I have been, then you probably are going to run into the same problems, so unless you got lucky with your drops. So we're going to go ahead and travel over to the stairway at the outskirts wall. And we're going to go talk to Anayama the peddler. So he actually has them for sale.
Go on.
So we need 6 of them.
Until come again.
And then we're going to need 1,000 more to actually get the upgrades. So I'm going to grab another coin purse. And we'll use, let's see, we've got 740 right now. Each of the light coin purses, by the way, gives you 100. So that brings us to just over 1,000. Again, I generally only recommend using them whenever you are actively working to buy something specific. Otherwise, let the money that you get in the game curb your needs. So we're going to go back to the dilapidated temple, and we're going to go ahead and buy the Lilac Umbrella.
You need.
Alright, so now we have that. However, we want to get Malcontent, and there's a few things that we need to do first. So we're actually going to go start completing Dujin's and Dosaku's quests, because we'll get some grave wax out of that. So we're going to travel, and I'm going to head to the water mill first. And we're going to go actually up the water mill for the moment because we actually have a carp that we can get now that we can swim down here. So head out here, go ahead and give this guy a stab. And then we're just going to basically dive into the water here. And you can see some items here. You also see a fish with red eyes. So that's actually going to be something we want to kill. So grab the light coin purses, and then we're going to kill the fish. When we kill the fish, we're going to get the red carp eyes. This is going to be key to Dujin's quest and Osaku's quest. And then we also came down here because we're going to get another prayer bead. So go ahead and head towards the shore. So I do want to call out that if you have struggles dealing with the enemies that we're going to be facing here shortly, that the modeled purple gourd is very useful for that. I think we have enough of the items that we already have to deal with the terror buildup. But if for whatever reason you don't have that many of the pacifying agent, then you can buy this, and it basically has the same effect as the pacifying agent, and can be used 5 times. So, very useful to have, but I don't think we need it right now. So, buy it if you need it. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and head back. So we're also going to head to Senpu Temple. And to the temple grounds. We have another prayer bead to get here. We have some carp to kill. And we have an item that will be key to gaining the final endings of the game. So some of the optional endings, more specifically. So dive down here. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I killed the carp that were down here. And you should have too if you came through here like I did earlier. Anyway, that was the item that we needed. We'll go ahead and use the idol to send us back. Homeward idol to send us back anyway. And then we're going to go ahead and give this note that we found to the Divine Child. So the note actually references the Divine Child. Again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers here, so go ahead and give the Divine Child the Holy Chapter Infested.
This is for...
What is...
I found an...
Thank I will...
What?
I can... Farewell, may the...
So she won't give you any additional information for now. So even if you rest, nothing's going to change. But we do have 4 prayer beads, so we'll go ahead and utilize them. We also have a corrupted monk memory to use. And now we're going to head to the abandoned dungeon, the underground waterway. So now we're going to finish off Dosaku's and Dujin's quests to get the grave wax. So come over here, eavesdrop. Head back over to the idol to rest. So you can talk to him. He's going to ask you for the eyeballs. So go ahead and give him the red carp eyes. He'll give you the lump of grave wax, and then talk to him. And then we're going to go back to the idol again. Now you may be wondering, how would I know all this? Well, you're meant to kind of go through these areas multiple times, talking to the NPCs, progressing their stories in a more natural way. But obviously we're not doing that since we know all of the triggers that are necessary for getting everything done. So go ahead and eavesdrop on him again, and things sound pretty dire for Dosaku. So now we're going to go ahead and head back to the idol again. And now no one is here. Actually, he's here. So in order to get in there, we're going to dive in the water here. So there are some light coin purses here. Got a ceramic shard, and we're going to come in here. Grapple up here, we have a Mibu balloon here of soul. Oop. Climb up here. Down here we have pacifying agent, and then a note from Dosaku.
Answer me, Master Dosaku.
So, apparently he's been experimented on too. So now we're going to head back over here, rest. Now you'll notice that nobody is here. So now we're going to head to their final location. So Jinzemon, who was the one that we gave over to Dosaku or Dujin, not sure which is which, has basically been converted, as has, I guess, Dosaku or Dujin, one of the two. I guess it'd be Dosaku. Anyway, we're going to come over here, and we're going to utilize a Gashin Sugar. Make us hard to see, and then we're going to swim over here, and you're going to notice that they are standing there. They both have red eyes, so this is not at all ominous, is it? So climb up here.
Master!
You should be able to go around the back.
Dojo have finally
So I'm going to recommend that you equip the Blood Smoke Ninjutsu so we can kill them both in one shot.
succeeded!
Alright, so now their quest is completed. So, as far as what we got for our troubles, nothing particularly important. The red lumps basically restrict the use of resurrection in exchange for not flinching. It's basically like gaining poise in Dark Souls. We have a unique version of it. Doesn't really give us anything, but it was found on the body of the red-eyed Jinzamon. And then the Academic's red lump was found in the body of the Dojin. So, but that is going to get us what we need at this point. So we're gonna go ahead and head back. And this time around, we're heading to the poison pool. So this is where we're going to go ahead and face the Shichimen warrior. So I'm going to rest here. That way, just in case we die, we will be able to very quickly go back. So let's talk about what we want for this fight. So now that we have the Phoenix's Lilac Umbrella, we're going to be abusing this item pretty hardcore. So go ahead and equip that. We also want to be able to do damage very quickly to this boss. So if you've got any Akko's Sugar, go ahead and equip it. And then we're also going to want Divine Confetti as well as Pacifying Agent. So, fight's going to be very similar, except we're going to have now the ability to block the damage that this thing would do. We don't actually have to run from it anymore. We just simply block it with the umbrella, like a shield. All right, so here he is. Akko's Sugar, Divine Confetti, and make a run for it. So just keep swinging at this boss as quick as possible. He will disappear. When he reappears, hold out your shield. So rinse and repeat. And that is his first death blow. I'm going to go ahead and pop another Divine Confetti. Some more Pacifying Agent. You might get lucky. He often only hits just a couple of times the entire fight. Again, the Pacifying Agent will ensure that you don't end up getting too much damage on you. And he's dead. So now we get the Malcontent's Ring, which will get the final upgrade for the Malcontent, for the Finger Whistle. So go ahead and head over here. Grab the Sculptor's Idol. And now we're going to travel back to the Dilapidated Temple. And we're going to grab Malcontent before we head off to go face 3 of the Headless.
Unique.
Alright, so this costs 1,500. We have 137.
Another.
Each of these is 500, so
Unique.
go ahead and grab Malcontent. So now we have completed that particular item. Now we're pretty much going to be progressing from here to here to here. And then we'll finally be able to get the Lotus's Umbrella, which we don't currently have all the items required to do so. We'll need some more scrap iron, which we can buy. We have enough for the Leaping Flame, but it's not that useful at this phase of the game. And then we don't yet have enough scrap magnetite, which is purchasable. And then fulminated mercury is not yet purchasable, but we will be able to find plenty more of that later. So,
Listen, that makes.
alrighty, so the first place that we're going to be heading to is going to be the Underbridge Valley. Because we got a Headless to kill here. as well as we're finally going to open up a shortcut that we talked about like in episode, I think, 2 or 3, but we never ended up opening up because, again, this is the first time that we're going down here. So, climb back up here, go around. Grapple to this tree. Jump off here and hold square or X in my case. Grab another Gashin sugar, and then we're going to make this jump. Now, if you want to, you can actually bypass this one for now and just head up here. There's a shortcut up there along with some additional items, but we are going to be tackling it right now. So, there is the Headless. So, we're pretty much going to want all the same gear as we had before. However, we now have Malcontent as well. So this drives beasts mad. We can use it 3 times on this enemy in order to stun him. And be aware that when you hit it with the third time, he will still be stunned, but he will very quickly do a downward attack, and that'll do a lot of damage. So he was not too happy about the third use of it. But go ahead and equip Malcontent. As far as our abilities, nothing really combat arts that's going to help here. Nothing really under the ninjutsu that's going to help here. Akko Sugar will be nice to have. Divine Confetti will be nice to have. Pacifying Agent will be nice to have. Divine Confetti, again, is going to be required because you cannot really do much damage to these guys. It'll take forever to kill these guys without it. So, we're going to go ahead and pop Akko Sugar. Divine Confetti. Pacifying Agent. I'm going to jump down there. So he just pretty much hits you right away. So he's stunned. Get as many hits as you can. So the main problem with this fight is time becomes a little strange in here. Otherwise, just keep hitting him. Alright, so now I'm going to need more Divine Confetti. Otherwise, that is your first Headless. So what we get in exchange for this is a reusable Akko Sugar. So this is really cool. We basically use consumables, or we don't have to use consumables. We instead use a spirit emblem to utilize Akko's Sugar. So really nice to have. And each of the Headless that we're going to fight gives us a different version of the reusable sugar. So we're going to head back behind here. And you might recognize this place. Because we are back over here. So this is the bell tower at Senpu Temple. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and head back because there's a couple of items as well as a new shortcut to open. I didn't mean to do that. We're gonna climb up here, climb up here. Grapple point, and then we're gonna head up. So now you are overlooking the area we just came down. You might also recognize that area over there. That's actually where we're going to be going next. So that's in the Sunken Valley area. But for now, we're heading this way. So a bunch of these things here. Go over here for another Gaussian sugar. And yeah, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and climb back up into here. Antidote powder, divine grass. And this unlocks a familiar shortcut that you might remember from like episode 2 or 3. This is right after the chained ogre fight. So now we're going to head to the Sunken Valley. More specifically, we're going to head to the Undershrine Valley. So we're going to go backwards. Kill these guys. Climb up here. Climb up here. You can go ahead and wall hug this. I usually am going to jump this. There we go. So you might remember this place from earlier. When you kill this guy, be aware that we have some of these guys here. Oh, I should have gotten that. Three of these guys at once is nothing to snuff at. All right, there's one of them. Now, you don't explicitly have to kill these guys, but I feel like I have to. Again, just like before, bait it out of them if you can. And now, one at a time, they are not that bad at all. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and pop in the water here. And there is another Headless in this place. So same kind of deal, Malcontent. You can use the Lilac's Umbrella to deal with the physical attacks if you're not all that good with parrying his attacks, because you can simply block the attacks. So let's go ahead and grab Akko Sugar, Divine Confetti, Pacifying Agent. So again, very useful to have. So now we got Gokon's Spirit Fall. Reduces posture damage, again a reusable one. Got some more Grave Wax, so if you didn't get it previously from Dojin, you can get it here. Then we got Divine Grass. And now we're heading to the third and last of the above ground, I guess you could say, versions of these enemies. Because the other two are actually fought underwater. Yeah, we have to face Headless underwater. How cool is that? Alright, so we'll go ahead and homeward idle back. And we're now going back to the forest, where we're going to go ahead and face off against the last one. So we're going to head to the Ashina Depths, to the Hidden Forest. This is where we're going to get all those items that were in the fog area earlier. Again, I recommend making sure that the fog is cleared out before this. We killed the Mist Noble a few episodes ago for that reason. So, go ahead and drop down here. Grab Scrap Magnetite. Some pellets. Wealth Balloon. Scrap Iron. So same stuff as before. Divine Confetti. Pacifying Agent. Malcontent. So whenever he teleports, remember these behind you. And now we got Gashin's Spirit Fall. So now we have a reusable one of those that we can use to make our presence harder to detect. Lastly, we got a lump of normal fat wax, and then we've got some more scrap magnetite. And with that, that's going to take us over to the idol again, because we've done basically everything that I planned for in this particular episode. So in the next episode, we're going to begin heading towards the castle and dealing with kind of the repercussions of what have happened there. So we'll have several mini-bosses to deal with. We'll also end up dealing with, of course, the main boss, who is currently at the same location that we fought Genichiro at. But until then, Thank you everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.